Hey guys, Tyler from Duelcaster here. Welcome to round 2 of the Duel Commander League tournament in October 2017. I was victorious round 1 with Arcum against Glissa the Trader and aggro deck, and now I am facing against the Scarab God, almost certainly a control deck, piloted by Don Zier from the Discord channel. So if you want to participate in these sort of events in the future, be sure to join that channel as well. I'm going to have a link in the video description for that. So get on there, guys. Anyway, without further ado, here is round 2. Okay, so I know I'm going against a control deck here, and a pretty fearsome one at that. Not having enough lands is going to be killer, so I decided to mulligan this, even though I have Brainstorm and Force of Will. Second hand, keepable, not great. Elixir of Immortality is pretty weak. I Scribe buried into the bottom. I nevertheless play Elixir on turn 1, because might as well. And then have drawn Possessed Portal, which is a great lock piece, but not a card you want to draw in the early game. I get him to Interact. I want him to hit Possessed Portal, but he actually hits Snaring Bridge and a land. So I luckily draw Sea Beyond, which lets me shuffle the Possessed Portal back in, and then I play Mox Opal. So he's playing a little bit of draw go. On his end step, I sack the Elixir to gain 5 life, just for mana efficiency, but I realized I should not have done that later because I'd taken my Metalcraft away from Mox Opal. He suspends Ancestral Vision, and I just kind of have to play Drago here too a little bit. He plays Kalitas, not worth countering for me. But I draw a delay on my 6th turn, which is nice because that card lets me play Arcum and with protection backup. So I get to, he tries to counter Arcum, but I delay it, which is effectively a counterspell in its own right. So I'm facing down against Kalitas, not too much of a clock, especially considering I'm at 25 life at the moment. But he has 2 spells coming off Suspend eventually here, but he's just trying to get some pressure on the board. Actually, he decides to Cryptic Command, targeting Arcum, bouncing Arcum, and drawing a card. So I let that happen, and I draw Cavernous Souls, which gives me some nice assurance that Arcum will resolve. So I actually get Arcum on the board. At this point, I'm really needing to draw an artifact creature, and I can't seem to draw one. And now with the Scarab God out, he actually has quite a clock. Ancestral Vision's coming off Suspend, so I go to Pact of Negation because I do not want him drawing 3 cards. He goes Negate on my Pact of Negation, just how rude, negating a Pact of Negation. Anyway, I draw Sea Beyond on my turn again, so I actually decide to keep the Mirror Turbine. I had a choice of Ethereum Sculptor, and I should have taken the Sculptor because I have Cavern of Souls on Artificer, and the Mirror Turbine ended up getting countered. So it would have been less value, but potentially better payoff there. So on game 2, I see a first hand with too many combo pieces. So I keep a second hand after I mulligan. Not a great hand, but at least he duresses and misses, so I'm just flooded. I play out my Mem Knight on turn 2. He preordains, and my goal is to just stick Arcum. I have turn aside protection, so I don't want to play him on turn 4. I'd rather play the Silver Mirror, which is a nice little fodder creature that actually produces mana. But he goes to Logic, not it, so not allowed. On his turn 4, he goes Demonic Tutor, which scares me a little bit, but now I have Turn Aside up for Arcum, but that does not do anything when he plays Counterspell. Here he plays Liliana the Last Hope, really scary Planeswalker, especially against me. I have so many 1-toughness creatures, but I can't do anything about it. So he picks off the Mem Knight. On my turn, I have City of Traders to get up to 7 total mana, so I can play Arcum with Turn Aside backup. He plays Jace the Mind Sculptor and then Brainstorms, and I draw an awesome card, Scrap Trawler, which actually is worth 2 artifact creatures. So I play Scrap Trawler, sack it, get the Paradox Engine ball rolling, then I get Mem Knight back with Scrap Trawler's Death Trigger, which lets me keep going and get another artifact, and I get Sentinel Flute and start this whole typical combo line where I keep getting 0-cost creatures off Sentinel Flute, and then sacking them to Arcum Dagsson. And whenever I cast the 0-cost creature, everything untaps. So here I get Basalt Monolith, then I play Phyrexian Walker, and I have 3 things I can tap at this point that get untapped by Paradox Engine. So after Basalt Monolith, get Rings of Bright Hearth, which is the combo for infinite mana, because you can use Basalt Monolith's untap ability, copy it with Rings of Bright Hearth, and then you can tap Basalt Monolith for mana in between that. So you spend 6, you get 6, you spend 5, so you net 1 mana every turn. So you get infinite mana, or arbitrarily large amount of mana. Then you get Walking Ballista. Once you have basically infinite mana, you can play a however large Walking Ballista you want and shoot their face for as much damage as you want. So my opponent scoops to that. It's not going to make me go through all the motions because on X-Mage it takes forever. All right, game 3. I see a hand with no lands, so that's obviously going to go back. Second hand looks better, still not great, but I have some interaction in form of Force, and I have a fodder in form of Metalworker, so there are worse hands. I play a Springleaf Drum here on turn 1. He goes Brainstorm. On my turn 2, I can't do anything, but here comes the dreaded Liliana once again. Didn't really affect me too much last game, but it's still a scary card. So, ticks up to 4. It's clear he wants to ultimate that thing to me at this point, but I'm able to resolve Metalworker, which luckily does not die to Liliana. So I tap Metalworker on my next turn for 4, revealing Mirror Sire and Seed of the Synod, but then I just had to peek just to make sure the coast is clear. I could have kept that for Force of Will, but I decided the information is pretty valuable in this matchup, and I see like the insane hand from him, all removal counter spells, including Murderous Cut, 2 Wraths, 2 counter spells, and a targeted removal spell. So I activate Blink Moth to try to pick off Liliana. This is mainly just to bait his Murderous Cut out of his hand because I don't want him having that later. So on the next turn I play Arcum. I have enough mana with Metalworker that he's not able to Supreme Will counter it. He doesn't want to force. So he just waits to Damnation. At this point I try to force the Damnation, but since he used his Supreme Will at the end of my last turn, he ended up finding a blue card to pitch to force and Snapcaster Mage, so that's really bad for me. That's kind of a turning point in this game. But I have to now Cyclonic Rift the Liliana in order to prevent it from ultimating, but it doesn't really solve the problem in the long term. He picks off my Mirror Sire here, which I cast just because I want to pressure Liliana a little bit and I don't feel like my hand is safe, but perhaps I should not have done that. I draw 1,000 Year Elixir, which gives haste to creatures with activated abilities. He goes Inquisition of Kozilek to get my last card, and then on my turn I draw Sea Beyond. I keep a Spellskite, because that doesn't die to Liliana, but he's able to Logic Knot to counter my Spellskite. Unfortunately, Spellskite would have been nice. Not only does it survive Liliana, but it protects Arcum if you need to. So he's already ticked Liliana up to 6 and decides he's going to blow Toxic Deluge on the Spellskite. And he gets Liliana up to 7. Meanwhile, I've drawn 1 Toughness artifact creature. So I get my Metalworker back with Academy Ruins because I feel like that's the most reliable path to victory here. But he gets condescended. Now he is going for having his cake and eating it too by ticking Liliana up to 8. End of my turn, he Factor Fictions while I've drawn just a large number of 1 Toughness artifact creatures here, which is awful for me. The Force pile I give him Factor Fiction pile I give him is 2 lands in the Go for the Throat versus Ponder, Preordain. He ends up taking Ponder and Preordain, so he thinks he can dig to better cards. Alright, then he ultimates the Liliana while also keeping it around. Plays Search for Azcanta, which is a little bit overkill. Cool card though, from Ixalan. New one. And here's the Preordain, and Hymn to Turok, those 2 useless creatures that were going to die to Liliana anyway. I do a Hail Mary attempt to play Arcum here, but it gets dazed, the old turn 8 or 9 days. It's just awful for me. Feels bad, man. But that's kind of a good match to highlight some of the challenges you face when you are playing a combo deck like this that's heavily reliant on your commander against control. It's definitely an uphill battle. But the thing about Arcum is, like as I showed in game 2, if you can just sneak him in there once, you're probably gonna win. Like all you need to do is activate him once, and that's usually good enough. But anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video in this series where I take on Selvala, Heart of the Wilds, combo on combo. Hey everyone, Tyler from Duelcaster here. If you enjoyed the video you just watched and all the creative content we produce here, we'd be thrilled if you could share your support by liking this video, commenting on it, subscribing to our channel, and contributing to our Patreon. Just click on the links to the side here to help out. We want to take Duel Commander and all 1v1 Commander formats to the next level, and your support helps us keep producing awesome content. Thanks for watching, and see you later.